Okay, so we're finally rolling. Welcome. This is Paul from Inside PA Training. You can find us at www.mypatraining.com. And I have with me here my cousin Alex. Thank you so much for getting suckered into this. It's actually Christmas night, and Alex is in town for just a little while, so I thought I'd grab him while he's here. Um, Alex has a kind of unique situation. Can you just tell us where you are in the whole process, the PA process?
Yeah, so I've finished up all of my clinical rotations, and I'm just awaiting graduation now. So I haven't taken my PANCE testing yet, national certification testing, but I've finished all of the clinical rotations, and I've finished all the requirements of the PA program.
Okay, so just for people who don't know, the PANCE is the Physician Assistant National Certifying Examination, and that's the one everybody takes after you get your PA certificate, and sometimes a master's degree. You go and take that test, and then you're home free, right, to practice, pretty much?
Yeah, correct.
Excellent. Are you ready for that?
Um, I would say I'm up for the challenge. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much time are you planning to spend studying for that?
You know, I'm going to study for a solid month for it. Yeah, I'm just going to go over as many review questions as I can.
Excellent.
But as far as studying for all of medicine in a month, that's
a lot.
I would say it's more along the lines of getting ready for the process of taking the test rather than trying to attempt to study all the material.
Learn the material fresh, all over again. Good. All right. So, as I've explained to you, the blog's pretty much oriented toward people who are interested in becoming PAs, may or may not have started the process, and I'm just wondering if you could sort of tell us your story of how you got where you are today.
Okay. So I started off at the University of Nevada, Reno. Started checking out the PA programs. Had a few friends that were PAs. Spoke to them a little bit. They got me interested in the program. Started looking around at ways, programs, and ways to get into PA programs. Prerequisite for PA programs. Saw a lot of work ahead of me. So I decided to check out the Army's program. Had a lot of support as far as support towards undergraduate prerequisites towards PA studies. So I became a medic in the Army, and from there I was able to complete the undergraduate requirements for a bachelor degree program
in the Army.
Here's some crazy noises over there.
Yeah, we have family in the background. They're playing cards. So
yeah.
The
Army gave me a lot of support for the undergraduate portion of it. And then the Army also had their own program, the Inter-Service Physician Assistant Program. Got into that and completed the 2 years of the program, and now I'm done.
So the Inter-Service Physician Assistant Program, is that their PA training program?
Correct. Yeah, it's the Army's own program. It's through the University of Nevada, or I'm sorry, the University of Nebraska, and it's a accredited program. Once you complete the program, you're commissioned as an officer. Unless you were an officer previously, and then when you finish that program, you owe a commitment to the Army.
Okay.
Correct.
So just to back up a little bit, the beginning of your story with the Army, you enlisted, right? At how old were you?
I was 19.
19.
When I enlisted.
And how long did you spend in the service before you actually got your degree?
I was in the Army enlisted for 3 years.
For 3 years. Okay.
Yeah.
And all that time you knew that you wanted to become a PA, pretty much?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I was the whole time I was taking undergraduate courses in pre-medicine. I was always in between wanting to go to medical school or going to PA school. Finally decided to go to PA school in the end.
I actually didn't know that about you.
Is that right?
To me. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you tell me sort of how did you go about that decision? That's
a pretty big one, and a lot of people
I
was accepted into I had set my mind on going to med school. Back in around it was back in 2006. I decided to go to med school. I was accepted for the PA program, or the same program I just completed, and I was also accepted for the Kansas State University. I was accepted for their undergraduate program in pre-medicine through the Army. It's the RHC program. And I decided that I wanted to go to med school. So I finished all my prerequisites for med school.
There's a lot there, right?
I got a degree in pre-medicine.
Physiology, microbiology.
All the
organic
chemistries and the physics, and pretty much completed the whole works for it. and then from there it was just kind of looking at the type of person who becomes a physician. I believe that they're a little different than they were all a little different than I was. They were all the type of people who would stay home on a Friday night to read a book instead of going out and do different things, and it's just not who I was. And I have a lot of respect for physicians out there, and it's definitely it wasn't the type of person that I was. But
so it was kind of a lifestyle decision for
yeah,
you?
absolutely, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. But again, I'm not trying to badmouth that type of person at all.
Right, you're going to be working with them here really
It's just
soon.
a completely different person than I was, and we obviously need people like that out there. It's just not who I was. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of clinical experiences have you had so far?
So we did 12 months of clinical rotations at I did mine all in one hospital. It was the Army Medical Hospital in Honolulu. It was
Cush
Army
assignment.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm sure you hated that.
Yeah, it was great. So we did I want to say 13 clinical rotations. It was through a good number of different specialties. It was anywhere from a 2-week rotation up to a 6-week rotation.
What were the 6-week ones? Do you remember?
The 6 weeks were pediatrics was the longest. Surgery was another long one. Orthopedics was another long rotation. Emergency medicine was our longest. I think that it's geared up a little more towards the Army side of the house rather than like the clinical side of the house. They wanted us to have a lot of emergency medicine experience. Yeah, those are our longest rotations. Oh, family medicine as well.
And tell me, I'm interested in kind of getting your likes and dislikes. Could you start with what you really enjoyed about it so far?
I would say the fact that we're able to like it in comparison to other programs or in comparison to
about the field in general, but
field in general.
Also if you can compare to other programs, sure.
I mean, I would say with the PA specialty, it's great that you're able to go through a year of classroom and then you're able to dig right into the clinical portion of it. Yeah.
So the way your program is oriented, just to clarify for viewers, you did a year in the classroom,
correct,
and then you went out and did all your clinical time the second year, which is a little different than my program and others, but not that uncommon as I understand either.
But in comparison to med school, where you'd be in the classroom a lot longer before you'd start getting your clinical perspectives on things. And in comparison to like the nursing side of the house, it's great because you're kind of in that gray territory as well, where they're still expecting more of you. So you're always challenged in clinics. You're always having to think. You're never able to show up on a day and just kind of go through the motions. You always have to apply yourself as much as you can.
So they push you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Terrific.
Absolutely.
All right. Any other likes?
I would say it depends on the specialty. It's if you're in a certain specialty clinic and you don't like it, just try to make it through it. And other times you're loving life. I thought it was kind of funny because I was having a few drinks, as a congratulatory thing when we finished the program. Talking to some of the other students that I will be graduating with here in a few weeks. Speaking with them about the program. It was funny to hear the perspectives because there were times throughout this last year, especially, where I was just thinking to myself, I'm not into medicine. I don't think this is for me. And I think everybody had that point in time. So
medicine, like internal medicine?
Oh no, just being a physician assistant in general. Yeah, I mean, it's tiring being in a medical program, any sort of medical program. So yeah, I would say if once you get into the program, stick in there and
so in other words,
battle it out.
You had moments where you had some doubts.
Oh, absolutely, and every single one of the students that I spoke to had the same feelings at points in time. So yeah, just stick in there.
We don't have too much time left, about 30 seconds. Really quickly, any big dislikes about the field or anything that you could do without?
No, I'd say it's been a good experience. Yeah, I don't really have any.
All right, and what are you going to go into, do you know?
Emergency medicine, absolutely.
Excellent, excellent. Where are you going to be?
I'm going to be in Austin, Texas.
Terrific.
Yeah.
All right. Alex, thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
Sure. Yeah.
If you ever need anything from your brother-in-law, let me know, or your cousin-in-law, let me know. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.